Welcome to another edition of The Hard Count. I'm Michael Emami, and I recently had the opportunity to interview Hilliard Bradley High School's kicker Jake Walter. Walter is a member of the 2024 class and currently stands at 5 foot 9 inches and 150 pounds. Walter is developing well through his program as he just completed his freshman year. He was 18 for 19 on PATs and 5 for 5 on field goals this year. His kickoff long is 61 yards. Walter is also a tremendous student as well as an athlete with a high GPA too, and we talk about that, and as he continues to train, his leg is strengthening, and I had the opportunity to discuss that with him as well, and more on this episode. All right, everybody, here is Jake Walter. Enjoy. So, kind of tell me a little bit about your head coach program and how you've grown so far right now as you're in the class of 2024 as a freshman in high school.
All right, so starting off with the coach, Coach LoParo, great coach. Really cares about the players and about the program. Weird thing, actually. I was supposed to go to another Hilliard school, Darby, but I transferred to Bradley because my family was moving. I was supposed to be going to Darby, and I probably wasn't going to start there, but I started varsity as a freshman the first year. So kind of a lucky roll of the dice, I guess.
Okay, and is Hilliard, is that like a franchise? Are there like multiple of them, or how many of them are there? Or is it kind of like one or two schools? How many are there for that?
There's three. There's Davidson, which is the oldest one. Most of the kids that go there now, their parents went there. Then there's Darby, the second oldest one, and then Bradley was built in like 2009, so it's the newest one.
Okay, all right. And so does your school have like kind of a history to it, or kind of the big part of it? Does it have like a history with it or anything like that? Something that's kind of notable to it?
2018, the class of 2018, their football program was really good. They almost won states a couple times, but then we lost to Pick Central, I think, like every year in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah, interesting. And so, I'd say, how'd your season kind of go this year so far? Is there anything you're kind of looking to fine tune or improve on, and what kind of went well for you?
One thing that I really want to fine tune is the mental game, because it's mental game for kickers is easily the most important part of kicking. Throw all the form out. If you just focus on wanting to make the kick and like visualizing the kick, you're gonna make the kick. Because what I usually did, say that there was like a big moment coming up in the game, or like I had to kick like a field goal, right? I would just visualize in my head. I'm like, oh, what are the ways that I can miss this? Instead of visualizing, what are the ways and like what are the pros about making this rather than the cons of missing.
Okay, yeah. And so when you look at Kicking World, who has kind of a nice profile on you here, couple of your honors. It says you're a 2020 Kicking World National Showcase attendee. You've made honor roll every year since sixth grade. Obviously, you've got a very good GPA, which is on your huddle page as well. Seem like a pretty dedicated student as well athlete. Tell me a little about kind of what you do to balance sports and academics, and how mature you are in the classroom.
That's easily one of the hardest things is to manage the time, because classes right now that I'm taking, most of them are AP classes, so a lot of studying has to go into that, as well as football, and we have lifting every morning at like 5 in the morning, so it's getting easier to manage the time because I just go to lifting, and then some days we're in like a hybrid learning thing right now. Some days we're at school, and some days we're just at home doing our learning. So the days that I'm at home, I can just go lift to get home at like 7 o'clock, go shower, and then I have the rest of the day to do my homework. But then you have to count into that. Some days I go kicking as well, so that's also pretty hard to manage that. So right now, I feel like I'm doing pretty well at managing it, but I mean, I could always get better.
Wow, geez, 5 in the morning. That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely definitely really early. So your statistics here, you're 3 for 3 on field goal attempts, field goals made, 100% there, long 38, extra point. You're 18 for 19 with one block, 95% there in terms of percentage there. 26 touchback or 3 touchbacks. And then, so you're kind of growing, definitely maturing there. It's pretty good numbers for a freshman being the 2024 class. Your huddle page has some serious views on it. 457 right now for a freshman. That's obviously pretty good there. And you're 5 foot 9 inches, 150 pounds according to your huddle page. You kick and you punt, so you have both those responsibilities. So what's that kind of like being both a kicker and a punter? What's kind of the responsibility that goes with that?
This year I did some punting for JV. I didn't actually punt for the varsity.
Okay.
I'm definitely working on my punting though. That's one of my main priorities is to be able to punt farther, punt higher. Because last year, there was a lot of form problems with my punting. But over this off season, I feel like I'm really improving my form aspect of punting. Just the drop and the leg swing, following through forward. I really think I have a good chance at also having the punting position next year.
Okay, all right, great. And so, what's kind of the first thing you'd want a college or school to know about you? I know it's a little bit early here, but if they're going to take you, or say somebody wants to go out there and offer you or take you, what's kind of the first thing you want them to know about you right now?
My dedication, because if there's another 2024 kicker or any class for that matter that outkicks me at a camp or just outkicks me in general anywhere, I will obsess over that, and that's going to be my motivation to get better. Because every time that I just feel like sitting down, playing a video game or something, watching a movie, I just think about that, and I'm like, if I'm not going to go to work and get stuff done, they're going to be getting better than me, and I'm not going to be getting better.
Okay, all right, excellent. And do you have any hobbies outside of football?
Definitely music. I play guitar and I play piano.
Okay, great. And so, I'd say right now, in terms of what the one biggest thing you're kind of looking to improve on for next season, or one thing you're kind of looking to change, and then what's kind of the best experience you've had so far in your career? Tell me those two things.
Definitely the best experience that I've had. It was a game against Olentangy Orange that we had this year. It was a JV game, but there was also a varsity game that we had, and it was a crazy ending. I'm gonna start with the varsity first. So I'm pretty sure I made all my kicks in that game. I would think it went 6 for 6 or something on PATs. But then at the very end, we got a touchdown with 50-yard touchdown pass with 30 seconds left, and then they Orange got the ball back. They came down the field, and then with literally 2 seconds left, they had a hook and ladder play, and they went 70 yards on us or something, and they scored. That was definitely a moment for me when I realized that even if the game looks over, it's not over until there's double zeros on the scoreboard.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, that's an important thing to note. And then, so kind of one last final fun question here: if you were to get drafted by an NFL team, what'd be your preferred team you'd want to get drafted by?
Preferred team, Cincinnati Bengals. The reason I say that, been a Bengals fan my entire life. Also, going back, that's why I say that you don't know that the game is over until there's double zeros on the clock. But realistically, yeah, Bengals. But I really just like to get drafted to any team that wants to take a chance on me.
Okay, awesome. And by the way, have you heard from any colleges to this point?
I've gotten a couple emails from Findlay University and Lincoln University. They're D2, D3 schools. They're in Ohio. They invited me to go to this one combine thing at one of our indoor facilities earlier in the year.
Okay, all right, great. Yeah, that's good to hear. All right, well, thanks so much for coming on, Jake. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody, that was Jake Walter out of Hilliard Bradley High School in Ohio. If you'd like to contact Jake, his Twitter account is @JakeWalter90. And I'll be sure to post his huddle link and information below, too. If you'd like to contact me, my Twitter account is @EmamiMichael, and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Both my Instagram and Facebook are @The Hard Count with Michael Emami, so be sure to like and follow those. That'd be greatly appreciated. And thank you very much. All right, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in and listening. This has been The Hard Count. Do you have what it takes to go D1?